You look at Pilate some more in that chapter, if I recall, and what you end up doing is talking about the distinct nature of the kingdom of God. And now you're getting into some Anabaptist-y stuff that I like. I mean, we have some differences, that's fine, but overall, we're in the same vein, I think, on this. And so, you talk about Jesus as taking up this vocation as the ultimately obedient human being, and then he shows us the radical difference between these two spheres of shaping reality. Can you just talk about that distinction that you're trying to draw out as we kind of come to a close here?
Sure, sure. I mean, the distinction is very sharply made by Jesus himself in Mark chapter 10, where James and John say, "We want to sit at your right and left. We want to be your right hand, your left hand men. We'll be your bodyguards, your director of operations, whatever."
Yeah.
Jesus says, "You got the wrong model. That's how the rulers of
Hmm.
the world behave." Um,
Hmm.
there's a segue straight across there, by the way, to Philippians 2, verses 6 to 11, which is that amazing
Yeah.
prose poem about he was in the form of God, but didn't regard that as something to exploit, etc., and went the way of the cross. And therefore, God has
Hmm.
highly exalted him, because that is what power consists in, the self giving love of the cross. So Jesus says, listen, the rulers of this age bully and boss people around. We're going to do it the other way. Let the one who wants to be great be your servant. The one who wants to be number one has got to be the slave of all, because the Son of Man didn't come to be served, but to serve and to give his
Hmm.
life as a ransom for many. Wow. You
Yeah.
get the atonement theology inside the redefinition of power, and vice versa. And
Yeah.
then in John's gospel, it's the foot washing scene. This is what power looks like. Jesus washing the disciples' feet and then going off to do the same thing on the cross. And John doesn't sort of draw the conclusion in a wooden way. He doesn't say at the end of chapter 19, so that's how Jesus demonstrated his power. John wants you to be a good reader and work that out for yourself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what. But then, when Jesus is raised from the dead, commissions his followers to go into the world in the power of the Spirit. We know, if we've been reading the story right, oh, I see. This is what power looks like. They have to go and be for the world what Jesus was for Israel. They have to go and confront the rulers of the world in the power of the
Mhm.
Spirit, the way Jesus confronted Pontius Pilate, and maybe at the same cost, etc. So that's it's tough. I
Yeah.
don't claim it isn't tough, but that's where it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Eighth day of creation has been launched, and go
Absolutely.
step into it. Yeah. Go step into this new reality in the middle of this one. Oh, thank you. This has been such a rich time. I just really
Thank you.
appreciate
Well, thank you.
conversation.